This PSA interrupts your regularly scheduled programming for 8 frickin' minutes. 8 minutes to save a motorcyclist's life.
It's easier than you think.
Rescue 88, Roger, we'll put you back to quarters, Rescue 39. Special route with July 4th, difficult radar, 147.46 Albert.
Preparation 1. Reset your trip meter as you go through each town. When I call 911, they need to know where to find my patient. Never presume they can triangulate your position, Mr. Bond. Odds are I'm on one cell tower in the boonies, giving first responders a fuzzy radius at best. Preparation 2. Stock up on trauma pads. Now, a million things might be convenient in a first aid kit, but for life-saving essentials, David rides with a Ziploc of those.
I do. So, your standard first aid class taught you to take the bandage and gently place it on the wound. That is not going to stop serious bleeding. If someone has a major bleed, put all your weight behind it. How's that feel, Ryan?
Yeah, fine. The final preparation is for yourself. Now, we've all got medical cards, and if I keep mine somewhere other than that hidden internal theft-proof pocket, like, say, on the front of my pants, well, David actually stands a chance of finding it. And then when they run my card at the hospital, they're gonna know what my name is. And then I'm allergic to morphine. If your medical card is foreign and unfathomable, or maybe you're on something weird that paramedics should know about right away, like blood thinners, a jacket medical ID?
Those just aren't very helpful. Most of the time, if someone's seriously injured, we're just gonna cut their gear right off and leave it laying on the roadside. The only thing that's gonna come with us is gonna be their helmet.
Paramedics always take the helmet. It's useful because it shows where you got hit. So a medical sticker at the lower rear where it's unlikely to get scratched is the surefire way to put your info before the right people. So you know your distance from the last town, and you've got a bunch of pads handy, and hopefully the victim has a sticker on their helmet like you do. And that's our prep taken care of. Now, on scene, action. Well, paramedics never run. And their first job is to secure the scene slowly, ensure that it's safe for patient and practitioner.
If there's traffic, he's sending the brightest guy up the road, the second brightest guy down the road, hazards on, waving people stopped. The bigger jam we build, the better barrier we have.
Now David's looking for leaking fluid, fumes, broken glass, maybe downed power lines if a heavier vehicle is involved. And it's tempting to rush the victim, but paramedics never do that, and neither should you. It risks exposing your patient to further harm and simultaneously taking out their caregiver, you, if you fail to secure the scene. Job number 2, start an ambulance. And getting professional help as soon as possible saves lives. And besides, the dispatcher's gonna walk you through what to ask, what to do, when to start CPR, how to do it. And this lifeline guides you the rest of the way. That's it?
Yep. Secure the scene and start an ambulance. Usually the other stuff doesn't always make a big difference in the end, but if you can do those 2 things, you've been hugely helpful.
Nuts. Good thing we take a first aid course once a year every year, right? No? Ooh. Well, there are too many ingredients in this cake to half-bake here. We'll cover the most common one.
When motorcyclists crash, they always hit their heads. So that's why it's very important to keep them nice and still until help can arrive. If there's traffic, stop it if it's safe. If there's sun, make some shade. If they are injured, it's quite possible that they've hit their head or hurt their neck, and so it's very important to keep them still until help can arrive. The only other time you'll move them is if there is something dangerous like a fire. Then you've just got to do what you've got to do to move them.
David also does not remove the helmet here. Helmets make excellent stabilization tools for broken necks. Leaving it on could save my life. Removing it could kill me.
I love emergency release cheek pads. They're magic. But even still, taking off the helmet is a 3-man job for the professionals. So if someone's injured, just leave their helmet on and leave it alone. There are certain cases where with training you have to take it off like CPR, but the vast majority of the time, just leave the helmet alone, control bleeding, and start an ambulance, and that's everything you need to do.
Okay, control bleeding with your trauma pads, but aside from that, do not move your patient, do not remove their helmet. And without 911, the biggest thing you can do is to not do those 2 things while someone goes for help.
911, what's your emergency?
But before you go, know what 911 will ask. Remember, the dispatchers are exactly like creeps in a chat room. They want to know my age, sex, location, what condition my body is in, and if I'm single.
Riding single, that is. Otherwise, there might be a poor pillion somewhere in the bushes.
So ask these questions. I may answer well, or groggily, or not at all. And that gives you an idea of my level of consciousness, which is the other thing 911 wants to know.
If I'm out cold, we'll just guess at my age and sex, judging by the comments most of you already have. Then take quick stock of my bodily injuries, being careful to poke leathers. These can conceal large pools of blood. Look at my bike to see if the pillion pegs are up, and that indicates that I was riding single and we're unlikely to have multiple victims. Then look at your trip meter to gauge our location. If you forgot to reset it at the last town, I'll reset it here. You might find cell service at the next one.
So that prep looks like knowing where you are, carrying first aid supplies, and having an information sticker on your helmet.
When you arrive at an accident, slow down and secure the scene. Then start an ambulance. Everything else is gravy.
That gravy, though, is going to look like keeping your patient still, keeping their helmet on, controlling deadly bleeding, and making sure everyone around them is safe.
See, saving a motorcyclist's life is easier than you think. I know it's heavy, I know it's gentler to just ignore the possibility of crashing, but we all need to deal with the risks we take. Now, David, you deal with a lot of motorcycle crashes.
Yep.
You still love riding.
Absolutely.
We can all learn from this guy.
Oh no, goodness gracious. Whatever shall we do?